without bias, without this bias of wanting to believe something. When you look at just the straight evidence of life and death and matter and the different energies in this world present to all of our eyes, we see that these things point to the existence of God. But you cannot come to any real evidence, hard evidence for either way. And this is there for a reason. This is because of the nature of this world. This world is meant for those living entities, those living beings who want to be away from God. And so we ask, well, if God is real, why doesn't he come here? It's because we want to be away from God. And so God is in his kingdom, and we're here because he gives us that freedom to have what we want, right? Otherwise, if he was here all the time telling you, hey, I'm here, and you don't really want to be around him, or, you don't want to, no, you're not there, then, you're not going to be able to pretend to enjoy life, So he gives you that freedom. Can we prove the existence of anybody? If I met you on the street and you started talking about your wife, and I was like, well, hold up, wait a minute. Like, how do I know your wife exists? How do I know, I don't see your wife here. And and you could tell me that you know them, you love them, and you could tell me stories, you could show me pictures, but I'm still like, sorry, bro, this isn't prove that she's real. You told me stories about her, but you could be just making it up. You could be photoshopping this shit and all kinds of stuff. I gotta see her for myself to believe it. Then you could tell me, well, then follow me back to my home. Follow me back to my home. And you can meet my wife. And this is what the lover of God does. This is what someone like Jesus, who's the most popular lover of God in America, that everyone has heard about and knows about, this is what a lover of God does. Is they say, come back home, follow me, and you can know God. You can prove the existence of God. But people aren't interested because they have all these mental things, which is why I did the mental things in the first place. Like, oh, all that stuff is mental, like, look at the tree. The tree is designed. I'm observing that with my mind. I'm seeing this tree is amazing. It's like, even if I was good enough to paint this tree as good as it looks in front of me, it's so much more intricate than just painting it. It's like the way that it grows and like all this kind of stuff. And so I'm observing that with my mind, but once we can get to the point where in our mind we can see, okay, I don't know if God exists or not, but there's good evidence that there might be a God, then you have to understand from someone who knows and loves God, and they're saying, follow me, and you can then know and see and love God too. And the best way to do this in this day and age is to chant the names of God. This is in every scripture. It's in Sikh scripture, it's in Christian scripture, it's in Hindu scripture, it's in Muslim scripture. If you want to look at it on a sectarian or religious level, even Judaism, all these, freaking Buddhism, Om, chanting Om, even though Buddhists do not believe in God. Om is also found in Hindu scripture as a name of God. And so Buddhism is taking that and trying to give that to atheists and still have them have that benefit. And so this is found in every major religion, every scripture, and I'll give you some examples at the end here on the screen of different scriptures talking about chanting the names of God. Through this process, you can come first to just feel the presence of God and know that God exists in that way, and eventually as you move down the line, you can come to the point of really seeing, knowing, and loving God. And this is what is recommended, and this is the highest gift that we can receive. And because, if you get to the point mentally where you're like, well, I don't know if there's a God or not, but there certainly could be. Looking at the evidence around me, there certainly could be. So if there is, that would be really freaking important, and I would maybe want to find out more and see if this process that is given about chanting the names of God actually can lead me to gradually feeling and knowing the existence of God more and more. So I'm going to have a short little kirtan here, just because we talked about that process just now. And this is, I mean, there's meditation years and years and years ago. Yogis used to perform silent meditation for years and years and eat such basic foods of, just enough, barely enough to live, and sit for hours and hours. And I mean, that's a really hard process of trying to realize that God exists and just listening to silence. And singing and playing guitar is so nice and fun, and it can actually be a really incredible spiritual experience. So let's just do that for a little bit. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namaste. Thank you guys so much. Hey Anjali, how's that lychee?
It's delicious.
Wow. Don't take Anjali's word for it. Try one yourself. Just like the names of God. You can't just... You gotta taste it yourself to know. Put the names of God in your mouth. and in your ears. It's not funny. Okay. God is real.